Okay. This is the actual hat I wore back in the Ryder Cup in 1971, and I can't believe to this day that it still fits me. This is cheap plastic, but it's still got Jack Nicklaus's signature on it, and it's really the only souvenir I have left back from 1971. Back in 1971, the players could not bring their own caddy, so that's how I got in the draw to be a caddy for the Ryder Cup. Over the years, a lot of people, members included, have asked me how much did I make for that week, and the PGA of America paid all the caddies $175, and all the American players except two gave their caddies a $125 tip. So I made $300 for the week, but back, which to a lot of people says, that's all for Jack Nicklaus, but back then we were only making $4 for a single bag out here, so $300 seemed like thousands back then. Okay, the first time I met the Golden Bear was actually the second day of the practice round. Mr. Nicklaus didn't show up the first day for the practice round. I didn't find that out till later in the day. I stood on the range, which it seemed like all morning and all afternoon, until I found out that he wasn't coming. I believe he was playing an exhibition somewhere in another state. So I didn't actually meet him till the second day, and I simply met him. I believe it was upstairs in the locker room. I walked up and introduced myself, and everything went real good. I think he was probably surprised to see a 14-year-old kid show up to be his caddy. Although Nicklaus won his last 5 matches, the first match almost got me in a little trouble. I remember coming back to the caddy house that day, and the older caddies who were all jealous that I drew Jack Nicklaus, and they even though Palmer and Trevino, there were other big names there, they were all jealous of me. They were much older than I was. I think most of the other caddies were 20 to 30 years old. Some were even in their 40s. But they came back and told me it was my fault that Jack lost the match. And I remember I kept saying it wasn't my fault, it wasn't my fault. And some of the caddies told me years later that I was actually in tears because of the older caddies were giving me trouble after Jack lost his first match. And I believe that 1-iron that Jack was talking about earlier in his piece was on number 6 in the right rough when he was in the trees, and I think he was probably about 260 or 270 out, and he decided to go for it, and he cut a 1-iron down the left side, and it cut into the green and ran it up on the green. I believe that was on number 6, and he just hit a big monster cut and put it right on the green. Probably my best memory of the whole Ryder Cup was the practice round when he was on number 16 and he reached the green in 2 with a driver and a 3-wood to the back bunker, which was about 630 yards, which, back in those days with a small persimmon driver, and he was playing a McGregor Jack Nicklaus golf ball. It was unheard of to reach that green in 2, but he hit it over the green in 2, and since it was a practice round, I remember him saying, "Give me another ball, kid," or Mike, or whatever he said, and I threw him another ball, and he dropped a ball down, and he hit a 1-iron right on the middle of the green. And every day when I caddy there to this day, and I get to that spot on number 16, I'd look and see how far that is that he hit that 1-iron into that green.
Perfect, great.
Thanks for letting me be part of your evening. 40 years ago, the Ryder Cup, one of the highlights of my life. To this day, I still enjoy caddying as much as I did back then, and with George running the caddy program here, and I hope everybody has a great evening.